Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm just coming on to do a little project today. I have got this very small green book cover, and I was having a look at my clusters that I made recently, the cardboard clusters, and this beautiful fairy fits on this book cover really well. So I thought about putting her down there and then having this be some kind of pocket on the front. And then because this is only a small journal book cover, I thought it would be a good opportunity to use some scraps from my project and just generally. So I've gone ahead and prepared a few things in advance. So I've got some grey board here, which I've cut down as my spine. And yeah, I just thought I would film this as like a little project, just in case it is useful to anyone. As I say, this will only be a little journal. So I can slightly open up where that fabric from the cover is, because I'm thinking if I can tuck my spine underneath those pieces of fabric, then it will look really neat, like it's supposed to be there. So yeah, I just thought I would film this as a little video, you know. This is only going to be a small journal, but you know, the principles work just the same if you were doing a larger journal. And I thought some of you might like to see what I do with some of these clusters. But this one with the fairy, I thought, oh, perfect. I will use her for this purpose. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just glue that fabric down. And that also offers a bit of extra protection for my spine, I think. Okay, and then I'm going to use some framers tape. I use this for all kinds of things, but it's very strong, so it's good for, you know, purposes such as this. Now, my spine is a bit wider than my tape, so I'm going to have to do a few layers. And I'm making sure that my tape is shorter than these end papers, because I don't want it showing through. Just grab some scissors. And yeah, I just thought it would be a really good opportunity to use up some scraps as well. So I'm going to use paper scraps for the pages, and I've also got some what have I got? I've got some fabric scrap that I'm going to put down the middle here to cover up this this tape. So the reason I'm using this tape is because it's going to add a little bit of extra stability to the spine, given, you know, it is strong tape. But on top of that, it will also make sure that my spine, even though I've glued it, and I think that I've glued it well, it will just give the spine a little bit of extra protection for staying in there. So I do like to do this. If you don't have tape, you could just use paper. The only thing with the tape is it bends quite nicely, whereas paper would be a little bit trickier to bend into shape. Okay, yes, that's feeling nice and sturdy. Perfect. So I'll just give that a little bit of a flex there. Lovely. Okay, and then the next step that I want to do is I've got these offcuts of paper, which I'm going to put down first, and then I will use fabric. But I'm just trying to cover over the end papers. But just to be sure, what I'm going to do is just come in with a bit of inking, because if anything does show, it will be less noticeable. But I was also thinking I might actually go round the book cover with a bit of gold paint as like a gilding. That's what I'm thinking that I will do. So yeah, anything not covered over, I can just use that. So yeah, it will only be a quick video. There's not a huge amount to the process, and obviously I have, you know, done a few things off screen to prepare. But I just thought, you know, for anyone who would like a little bonus making of video, well, here we are. Okay, so I'm going to get those end papers in. These are just paper, they're not card. Where this is actually the original book cover, it feels, you know, just sturdy enough without needing extra card or anything. And, you know, I'm not going to have any embellishments in the journal. It's just going to be a naked journal. And then that one for in the front. I'm thinking I might get a few extra pages in the journal because I think the spine was just shy of 1/2 inch, which is pretty good really for a little book cover. It is nice to work on small projects occasionally. What I'm trying to do as part of my new filming schedules and everything is I'm just making sure those aren't in the spine, because otherwise they're going to get in the way. So I might move that one over slightly. There we go. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm trying to get some smaller projects in alongside the big ones, just to give a little bit more balance. And also it's a good excuse to get some stuff used up, you know, in the project as well. So I've got this scrap, which is actually in my sewing pile because I was going to make a ruffle from it. But then I thought, well, actually, it's pretty much just the size that I need for here. So I thought, waste not, want not, I may as well. And let's be honest, it was probably going to sit there waiting to be sewn for a long time yet. Okay, and really I'm only using this just to hide the spine, make it a bit neater inside. So this is quite a strong fabric, so I don't need to worry about how much glue I put down. As I've said in previous making of videos, if you've got a thinner fabric, then you would need to be careful and you would want to do smidging with your finger like I'm doing, and taking a bit more care over it, you know, because you don't want the glue showing through the fabric. I'm just going to move that up because I think that fabric is a little bit frayed there. That's it. This must be some kind of thick cotton or something. Just make sure that's in the middle. Lovely. And then we can just glue these sides down. So yeah, I've done plenty of making of videos. I just thought I may as well film this as a little, almost like a little bonus, I suppose. You know, just for those who would like to watch. And I do think it's fun sometimes watching people do smaller projects. You know, not everything has to be this great big project that takes, you know, hours and hours. And I'm trying to get myself into the habit of thinking like that because I think it's good to have balance. I do. Okay. So I'm just going to come in with the bone folder. It just helps me to smooth out any wrinkles, and then I can make sure it's definitely in the glue, that fabric. Okay, lovely. So let's cut that off. Without cutting the book cover, lovely. Put those in my cluster box. Eventually I will get around to making some, you know, clusters and things. Okay, so that's that part. Right, so I just want to, yeah, just make sure that's in the groove so I can close the book just fine. But yeah, that fabric will add some strength to the spine as well, which is good. Like I said, it's not like there's going to be anything, you know, massive in here or anything. Just a little signature. looking good. So I'm just going to flex that a little bit, like so. Just because I want the book to close properly, that's it. Otherwise it has a tendency to kick up, so sometimes you need to do a little bit of flexing with the new spine that you've got, essentially. Yeah, just to give it a bit of movement. There we go. So I've got a few air bubbles, but I think when we stitch the signature through, I think that will be fine. That'll be hidden anyway. So this is my little signature. I think I did 15 pages, but it was a good opportunity to use like small papers and scraps. I've got a little bit of notebook paper, brown paper, a couple of these like postcard things, some book page, just a few variety of papers. Tried to, yeah, just use up my scraps basically. So it's just a writing journal. And we've got that for the middle. So like that. Just sort of getting a feel for how this is going to look. I think I probably could have gotten away with doing 2 signatures, but I really just wanted to keep things simple. So I thought I'll just do one big signature and then, you know, leave it at that. Okay, so I did say that I wanted to do some this stuff. Why am I pointing this as? I'm supposed to be pointing at the paint. I was just looking over because I want to put something down on my desk. There we go. I haven't cleaned my mat. So this is just gold acrylic paint, nothing fancy. And ever so carefully, I'm just going to come in and just go around the edges like this. A lot of you have seen me do this, you know, plenty of times before. And it's a good thing to do if you don't have like gilding stuff, like gilding paste. Paint is a little bit cheaper generally, so you can still get a nice look. So I'm going to hit pause whilst I go all the way around the cover, and I'll probably do the inside as well, and then we'll move on to the next part. So I'm just waiting for the gold paint to dry on the book cover, and I thought whilst I was waiting, I've got some tea-dyed things, and I'm just going to see about mopping up some of this paint, and then I can have a cool little background going on. So I'm trying to do like a cracked effect on it, give it a bit more texture. Takes me back to when I was doing the clusters now. But yeah, I just thought waste not, want not with the paint. May as well, you know, get some cool backgrounds. So the next step will be to, I think we'll go ahead and when the paint is dry, we'll bind the papers in. And then, yeah, and then we can do the cover. And that will basically be the journal, which is pretty cool. Okay, I think that's all dry now. So I did the insides as well. Yeah, I do like it. I love the gold and the green together. So yeah, so I'm just going to pop that over there. So I probably do hardbound journal binding a bit differently from others. Because it's only one signature, I'm not going to bother with a template. I'm going to use the bookbinding cradle. This is in my Etsy shop. I know some of you have seen this before. Okay, so I want to go middle-ish. Just trying to decide. I think I'll go up that way. Okay, so that gives me the signature holes nicely in the spine. Lovely. Now I came out of the back. Yes, I just want to do that one a bit more. I didn't press down enough. There's quite a lot of pages in this signature, of being 15. Okay, now I'm going to look for where the middle is of the spine. I'm just going to hold this into position where I want it, and I'm going to grab a pencil and I'm just going to mark where those holes are, where I can see them. Yep. And then I'm going to come along and I need to grab a book that I don't care about. Where are you? Here you are. And then I can go ahead and punch those all the way through the spine. If I was doing multiple signatures, I would do things differently. I would use a template, like I did in my mini journal series. Because it's only one signature, I'm not too fussed about such things. I just want to keep it really easy for myself. But like I said, I think I do binding differently from other people. Okay, I'm happy with that. So put that all away before I stab myself. Okay, and then I'm just going to do, as you probably guessed, a really simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'm just going to come in through the middle hole, make sure my book cover's the right way around, lovely, and take it through the spine. Hopefully I had you in the right place. I'm using a new bookbinding thread. I treated myself to a new kit from Amazon. Might have been during the Prime Day sales actually. And where are we? Just check where that needle is coming out of. I got it. It just did not want to go through that middle paper for some reason. It just did not like it. Okay, so I've gone in through the top hole, and then I can go in through the bottom and out through the spine. Yes, I bought some new bookbinding stuff. Now, funnily enough, it's actually not bookbinding materials. It's for doing stuff with leather, so like leather, fixing up leather and stuff like that. Now the reason I have changed my mind about things is because I had a waxed linen thread before that was specifically for bookbinding, and I thought it was a little bit on the thick side actually. So I'm trying this thread, which is a lot thinner. I will let you know how I get on. This is my first trial with it. I thought I'd best, do it on a smaller project rather than a big journal, just in case. Really just does not like that middle paper. I have no idea why. There we go. Got you in. We are in. Right. Probably should have given myself more thread. I would have made my life a lot easier for myself, but hey ho. Alright, let's get those clips off. See how we did. Or how I did. Okay, so just want to pull that just to see if, yeah, see on this one, normally I go through the thread when I come back through that middle hole. With this thread, I don't think I have, but it doesn't feel as tight as it could be, so let's just do a tug there. Let's just close the book. It's been a while since I've done a hardbound journal. We can do tighter than that, come on. Okay, and I'm just going to tie a knot and a double knot. And then I'm going to tie a little bow. Yeah, this thread definitely feels a lot different, but good different, I think. It's not as sticky as the waxed. It is waxed, but it's much more lightly waxed from what I was using before. Right then, let's see how we did. So yeah, I made a few messes with a little bit of the holes there, but not to worry. anything that's not looking good, I can just use some washi or something. Like I said, it has been a while since I've done a hardbound journal. So what I like to do is just run my finger along those holes, just to, well, a few things. I'm flexing the holes in so the paper can get used to its new position. But I'm also running my hand on along the back of the holes to close up the paper so that it looks a little bit neater. That's what I like to do. You see there, I just run my nail, like lightly, the back of my nail along there. And what we've got then from doing this is you get a much flatter binding, as in, you know, the book is laying open quite nicely. Of course, you know, we don't have any embellishments in it, so that also helps to make it lay flatter. But yeah, I just thought really pretty writing journal. Yeah, okay, lovely. Just going to check those because I want to put some ribbon along there. Just want to make sure we're definitely in there tight. Yes, good, lovely. Yeah, that's a lot thinner thread from what I usually use, and I think that's turned out quite good. So I would like to have this on the front, but also I had some ribbon. Here it is, which I was going to use to decorate the spine. That's what I was thinking. So let me just grab my scissors. I just want to cut that a bit neater, a bit straighter. Some green leaf ribbon, because usually I do, let's just open this up, there we go. Usually I do like lace or crochet along the spine, but because I've got the corrugated cardboard cluster on the front, I didn't want anything to go over the front of the journal. Right, so what I'm trying to decide is whether to go right to the very top like that, or come underneath the gold. Okay, decision made. I've just trimmed that. I want to see a little bit of the gold, and I'm very carefully just going to singe the ends of the ribbon. Just stops it from fraying, and also gives it a little bit of a you know, natural rustic kind of look as well. Right then, so let's go ahead and glue this down. Now again, this is quite a thick ribbon, so I can use a good helping of glue. Fabric glue. And you know, you don't have to do this part. I like there to be some kind of spine decoration, and I don't want to do a tassel or anything because this is only a small book. So I just felt like this would just be enough. And I mean, how perfectly does it fit as well? Like it was made for it. Okay, so let me just get that down straight. I hope you could see what I was doing with the binding. I realised my camera was in, you know, a slightly different place from where I usually have you. So hopefully that didn't cause any problems. This would make this type of project would make a really nice gift. You could have it just done in, well, you know, it's probably taken me about, well, I don't know, about an hour and a half, because I had to cut the papers down and stuff as well. And obviously making the cluster to go on the front. Okay, there we go. Looking nice. Right, still need to do a little bit of flexing with this. It's still refusing to sit where I want it. Because I didn't, I'm not sure about a closure. Because obviously I don't want anything getting in the way of this. So I'm not sure. Oh, that gold looks really, I'm really glad I did the gold. When I was doing it, I was thinking to myself, oh no, why have I decided to do this? But no, I'm really glad that I did. It's just those little extras that, you know, really finish a project nicely. So I'm just going to glue this on 3 sides. As you can see from the back, it is mostly covered up at the back rather than rough corrugated cardboard. So I think it will withstand being a pocket just fine. Right. Just want to glue that down. Again, I was using the fabric glue. And I'll probably keep this under something heavy, I imagine. And if I see any glue seepage, I just want to wipe that up whilst I've got the chance to. And I can see that her feet want gluing a little bit better. So let me just get that part done. Because being on the cover, I don't want anything coming up. I did wonder whether I should be like matte mediuming the front of this, but because I've got the materials on there, I didn't really want to do that. But I think it will be fine. It's not like it's you know, the corrugated cardboard I used is thick. It's not weak or anything. Oh, this is going to be such a lovely little journal. Okay, so that's that. Yes, so I did wonder whether to put a closure underneath the pocket, but it was just going to get in the way of it being a pocket, I think. If I need to, I could put an eyelet through it to make a closure. So I was thinking to have, if there's enough room, probably want to wait for the glue to dry, but I'm thinking of putting this these tags in there. I maybe can only fit 2 in, so I might take one off and just have like a double folding out thing. This is just from my Enchanted Woodland kit. Equally, I have also got these, which is like a folded up journal card thing, which I might have in there. I'm not quite decided yet, but I want to just give that cluster a chance to dry, and then yeah, as I say, once I'm happy, that's gonna be poking out there, kind of thing. Oh, such a cute little journal, that. That's basically it. That's kind of it. I do need to go in with some extra gluing, as you can see, so I can, you know, get that done this afternoon. But yeah, there we go. There's not really any reason to do a flip through, but I suppose whilst we're here, just you know, various scraps and papers. So a good project to get through your bits of fabric scraps and paper scraps as well, I would say. That's nice, that. I like it. And eventually it will lay flatter as well once it gets used to, you know, the papers just want to get used to where they are. Nice, that. If I do say so myself. Just for a few notes and things. Yeah, okay. Well, that was a really quick video. I don't think that was hardly any time at all. It feels really nice. Nice little size. Lots of texture and interesting things going on. And of course, you know, if we decide that that shouldn't be a pocket, it doesn't have to be. I didn't want to cover up, you know, this on the front there. I quite liked that. But of course, yeah, the idea was for it to be a pocket. I think that's probably too wide now, this one. It could be trimmed down. And this one is maybe too thick, so maybe I can only do 2 tags. But anyway, I will stop there. As I said, I don't think I'm going to add a closure to it. It's only a little journal, so I don't think it really needs one anyway. But also it will get used to, you know, laying down once, you know, I just need to do some work to flatten it out and, you know, flex it and break it in a little bit. So that is that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like how this little cutie has come about. And yeah, I hope this was a good reminder that not everything needs to be, you know, some flashy big project. You can have something really gorgeous that only takes you, well, yeah, about an hour. So thank you so much for joining me. That was my junk journal in 1 hour, kind of. And yeah, I look forward to catching you for the next project. As I said, for my Enchanted Woodland series, I'm wanting to get 3 projects done. So thank you so much, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.